All right, Mixed Masta B here for MMB Radio, the online podcast where no topic is too big or too small. We talk about them all. And on the phone lines right now, I have Nickey Huntsman. And I'm excited to have her on. I say that about every guest I have on, but I really am excited, so I want to welcome her in right now. Nickey, how's it going?
It's going great. I mean, just got off work, so that's always fun.
Now, when you say work, does that mean you just got done shooting, like film?
No, I shoot, but I also have a normal 9 to 5.
Really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's great because we're going to talk about that too because that's new news to me. So, but no, you are an adult film star. So
Yes, I am. I do adult films, YouTube, and I have a normal job. I have 3 jobs.
now, how do you juggle all 3 of them?
It's actually pretty tight. It's like I have my normal 9 to 5, and it's a pretty set schedule, and I try to schedule shoots for my days off. But if they want to shoot me on one of my days that I'm working, I usually swap shifts with somebody, and I'll go and do the shoot and then come into work after, or I'll call out and work another day. And as for the YouTube stuff, it's just kind of here and there. I work for Tipsy Bartender, and it's not consistent. I'm just here and there in the little episodes, and I do advertisements for him every now and then.
So your regular 9 to 5, do they know what you do when you're not clocked in?
Yeah, they know.
Oh, and how did that come about? Like, were you working there before you were doing video, or was it the other way around?
No, I was doing video first. I've done a bunch of different serving jobs. I've worked in a call center before. I've worked as a person at a retail store before. I've done a lot of different jobs. It's just more or less, if I have too much free time, I spend all of my money because I get bored. So I'm out shopping all the time, and it's not good. I need to have something to take up my free time, and unfortunately, shoots aren't steady. So it's like I'm not working every day, and if I'm not working and I don't have things to do around the house, what am I going to do? I'm going to go out shopping. I'm going to go out to eat. I'm going to go out and get drinks with friends, and it really eats up your cash. So I kind of needed to have some of my time absorbed.
Can I just say this is fucking awesome? This is the first that I've had an adult film star tell me that they have like a regular, common folks job because they're bored. Well, that's awesome. It's really cool. It's really awesome. Like, I'm not making fun of you at all. I'm like, this is really awesome. So, what was their reaction when you told them, like, hey, yeah, I can work Monday and Tuesday, but Wednesday I have to get fucked on film? How did that come across?
Well, I don't say exactly like that, but I did put on my application that I was with 101 Modeling, and that was my other job. And I told them, I do adult acting and adult modeling, and that's basically it. I don't tell them specifically what I'm shooting. They know that I shoot porn. They just don't know the specifics. For a few of my friends at work that want to hear all the details and see all the pictures, but there's only a few people that are like that.
So let this be an advice for anybody out there who's trying to get into the porn business or like, you know what, I'm scared because it's possible. You can go work at Subway and also go get a footlong on the side. It kind of works both ways, right? It
works upon the company that you work for and the people, because some people are closed-minded assholes and won't hire you if you're in the adult film industry. And then there are other people that are just like, yeah, I don't really care. Just your work life separate from your other work life. Like, don't be bringing it in. Don't talk about porn everywhere. Like, you have to keep it professional. We don't mind if you have both jobs. Just like my job, they like that I keep it pretty private unless I'm asked about it. I don't go around bragging about it. Like, so yesterday I was with Mike Adriano. I don't do that. I don't.
See, if I was at my job and my regular 9 to 5, I'd be bragging the hell out of it. I'd be at HR's office real quick because I'd be like, yeah, when I'm done here, I'm gonna go fuck Nickey Huntsman real quick. And then, who knows what I'll do after that? Maybe a load of wash and do some grocery shopping. And then after that, I might go fuck her again. Who knows? But, but that would be really
no,
cool.
don't get me wrong. It's slow. I talk to my friends about stuff, but there's only a few people I talk about that stuff with at work because a lot of people get easily offended and I don't want to risk it. And managers like to keep the two things separated, so it's like, careful about it. There are people that I tell the details, and there are people that I'm just like, I'm not telling you anything about my life. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's how I am. I'm a type of person. I'm not easily offended. You know what I mean? But I totally get it. I have a regular 9 to 5. People don't know about the podcast. well, I mean, people do, but if they stumble across it, great. Thanks for the listen. Um, but if not, you know what I mean. I don't brag about it, so I could totally feel that. So,
Yeah.
how did you get into porn? I mean, I know you said you were bored, so you needed to do something to occupy your time. But
Well, that's
when you're
not
bored,
how
does
I
that
got
go
into
into? I
porn.
was gonna say, does that what got into your head? Because when I'm bored, I
Oh
watch
God,
porn.
no.
But
No, when I first got in was 2012, and originally I was in and out of it because I was too freaked out. In 2012, when I did my first couple of scenes, I actually used to be pretty anti-porn. Believe it or not, I was very, very conservative, and I wasn't very open sexually, but I was going through a divorce. I found out my grandmother had cancer, and I was also going through a breakup with this guy I was seeing while I was separated from my ex-husband and going through the divorce. So I had 3 different things that were really, really bad hit me all in 1 week. And there was a porn company, or a porn scout, I should say, that was trying to contact me and trying to get me to do porn through Model Mayhem for about a month straight. And finally, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to try it, because he was like, we'll fly you to Florida, we'll pay for your test, we'll pay you $1,000 a day to work. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do 3 shoots. I'll go see Florida. I'll go see the ocean for my first time ever. I'll stay at the Hilton. Like, they were paying for stay at the Hilton. They were paying for my flight. They were paying for my test, and I was getting paid, the $1,000 per shoot. So I was like making $3,000. I really needed the money, and I needed an escape from reality. I was about to have a mental breakdown. So I thought, you know what? If I do 3 scenes, nobody's ever going to find out, because that's nothing, right?
joke's on you.
I didn't know, because I never really watched porn, and I thought, 3 scenes, there's so much porn out there, nobody's ever going to find out. And I had never heard of Bang Bros or Reality Kings or Mofos or any of the ones I was shooting for. I only heard of, like, Playboy or Hustler or Penthouse. I only heard of the big ones. So when I was asked to shoot for the smaller ones, I was just like, oh, I've never heard of these people. Nobody's ever going to find out if I just do 2 or 3 scenes. So I tried it. Everybody found out and was flipping out back home. And when I say everybody, I mean my entire family, everybody I went to school with, everything. Like, they found out really, really fast. And they went off on me, and I felt horribly ashamed and humiliated and so bad about doing what I did, and like I was a terrible person. So then I quit doing it for a few months, but then I ended up doing it again because it's like I kind of liked it and the money was good. So I kind of dipped my toes back in again.
I was gonna say, so you just
kind
of been all over the place with this.
Yeah, I mean, my first 3 scenes were everywhere, and I wasn't expecting that, because I thought, there are millions of pornos out there. How the hell is anybody ever going to find out if I do 2 or 3?
I was gonna say, no,
That's what I thought.
Where are you originally from? Because you said everybody's pissed off. Even the mailman was probably pissed off, that you're doing this thing, doing porn. Where are you originally from?
Colorado Springs.
Okay. So that explains.
Military town, conservative central.
I was going to say, that explains so much. So
I'm a military daughter and a military granddaughter and an ex-military wife. So I dealt with a lot of that, like,
so does your family talk to you at all?
Republican. Yeah, surprisingly, okay. I didn't get disowned or anything. My family's still here for me. My mom kind of just pretends like I don't do it. Like, she doesn't ask me about it or anything. She asks me about other things. We talk about everything but work. And as for my dad won't let me live down the fact that I've done it. Like, even when I would quit porn and I'd be out for 6 or 7 months, he'd still give me shit every day. And I was like, well, if you're going to give me shit, I might as well do it.
Exactly. Might as well continue to get paid
for it. Yeah. He wouldn't let the past be in the past, and one of the reasons why I quit was so he'd shut his pie hole, and he wouldn't shut the fuck up. So
oh, God,
that's one of the reasons why I'm back
listening to this. Dad, if you're listening to this, please do not come and kill me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just bringing her to the masses. You know what I mean? I didn't sign her up for anything. So, one of the things that I have to note is, because like I just got put on to you not too long ago, and one of the great things that I love about you, and you have like these amazing eyes. They're almost like cartoon-esque like eyes.
I get told that all the time.
like, what was mom and dad doing? They did something right.
Well, my dad has really huge eyes, and my mom has green eyes, and my grandpas both had blue eyes. So my eyes, like the blue color comes from my grandpa's, but then on the days when it's a little bit more green, it's from my mom. But the sides and the shape are from my dad.
Now,
just really good genetic makeup.
I was going to say, now, one of the things, I guess you get casted for a lot of, like, younger shoots, I would think, because you kind of have, like, this young, like, girl next door look to you.
I get all of the innocent, barely legal shit, and I'm okay with that, but I'm not going to lie, I kind of like the other things that I do a little bit more. Like murder porn. Murder porn's my favorite thing to shoot.
I was just going to ask, what is one of your favorite things to shoot? So you like murder porn?
Yes, I love murder porn. I like pretending like I'm being kidnapped, raped, murdered. I like pretending like I'm already dead. I like the type stuff. A little bit less routine. There's no acting. It's just like, oh, hey, I'm a sexy little slut. Please fuck me.
10 minutes into this interview, and I don't even know if I qualify to be talking to you right now. I feel like this is like a Dr. Phil show or something. Like, but it's cool. Like, this is totally different than other stories that I've heard. So this is very awesome. So
I just like the acting aspect of porn, the fact that it's a little bit different. It's not so routine. I mean, I like normal porn as well. It's fun, and I like how pretty they make me. I love the hair, the makeup, the wardrobe. But murder porn's my thing.
Now, growing up, did you watch porn? Or, I mean, you lived in a conservative household, so was porn accessible to you or no?
Well, my parents were divorced, and my father actually had, like, toys and pornos laying everywhere. He never put away. I was more like growing up. My dad and I would watch the band show together and South Park and Crank Yankers, and I had short hair, and I played sports, and I had comic books and action figures, and I played soccer. I was on the wrestling team. I was very androgynous.
So that so I mean, he had porns laying all over the place, you know. And what is it, just VHS tapes? Like, you know, please be kind and rewind, but you also have to put the shit away.
My dad is really old. He's a hippie. He's a stoner, and he's stoned most of the time. So because of that fact, he doesn't always remember to put things away. And I remember one time when I was really little, my dad was taking a nap after working all day, and I knew how to work the VHS player, and I thought my Disney tape was on top of the VHS player, and I put it in, and it was porn. And then later in the week, like, my parents still tell this story to me, but I was at therapy because my parents were divorced, and it was required for them to put me in therapy according to the court systems. And I was like, so I saw this movie, and there was this naked man and woman, and they were wrestling, and then the man peed all over her.
You didn't really say that, did you?
I didn't know what sperm was. I told my therapist this, and then my parents had to have a sex talk with me.
So, do you think that because you grew up in a military household and your parents going through a divorce, do you think that had any kind of, like, real honestly, like, any kind of, like, influence in you to do porn, or?
Not really. I mean, even when I was a little girl, I wanted to do something like Playboy. I wanted to do nude modeling, but I had never imagined myself doing porn. I never wanted to. Never planned on it. I wanted to do nude modeling at one point, like, well, not at one point. Most of my childhood, like, I always saw pictures of, like, Marilyn Monroe or Pam Anderson or other things like that. Because my dad has Playboy dating all the way back to when he started. My dad has boxes of them all over the house, because my grandfather collected them when it first started and came out, and my grandfather gave his collection to my dad and he passed away. And then my dad's a monthly subscriber to Playboy. So in a way, I wanted to be a playmate. I wanted to be a dancer on the Man Show when I grew up. I wanted to do stuff like that. I just never planned on being fucked on camera.
See, now, my whole thought process on all this, after listening to what you've just told me, it sounds to me like your mom and dad shouldn't be pissed off or, like, ashamed of what you did. You explained that dad's, like, a bit of a hippie. He gets stoned. He has Playboy laying around. Like, what the fuck did you think she was going to do? Like, be, like a senator or something?
Because of the fact that I was a very well-educated student, I did good in school, and I was also a pretty good kid for the most part. My parents had hopes and dreams for me. They were expecting me to go places other than porn. Then I ended up not going to school because I ended up fucking up. I got pregnant my sophomore year of high school, had my daughter my junior year, and we were married. I got married when I was 16, and it was an abusive relationship, so I ended up going through the divorce when I was like 19, and I was supporting a child on my own and dealing with a lot of other stuff, so I wasn't able to go to school, and I still haven't started, and I don't know if I'm going to or when I'm going to, but my parents were expecting me to go really far in life.
Well, I would like to say that I could write this story script out, but I don't know if I have that creative of an imagination to do this. But so it sounds like you've been through a lot. So where do you want to see yourself in, say, the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Do you still see yourself doing porn, or do you kind of see yourself doing something different?
I did child acting and modeling and local stuff all over Colorado Springs growing up, and I always wanted to be an actor or a model, but my mom never moved to California or to New York or anywhere to get me started with it. And the agencies in Colorado are rip-offs, and there's not very much legitimate work out there. It's hard to find legitimate acting work. So,
do you think that being in porn is going to hurt or help your chances of doing like legitimate acting work?
Nowadays, I feel like it would help because it's more based on your following for getting gigs than to be due to the internet and social media. They care more about that, and they're becoming more open-minded to people being sexually open. So I feel like it would help me, especially with how times are changing. In the past, it would have hurt me, and it would have fucked me over completely, but with how times are changing, I feel like it'll help me, and I kind of want to be one of the porn.
Now, what are some things that like you won't do on film? Like, you seem like you're a very open-minded girl that you would pretty much do anything if you're into, like, you know, murder porn. Was there anything that you will not do?
Everybody has their do's and their don'ts. Like, I've never done a gangbang, and I don't want to, and there's no way in hell I'm doing one anytime soon unless I get offered an outrageous amount. No way I'm going to do a gangbang, that's for sure. And let's see. Nothing gross, like pooping or peeing. I don't do water shows. I know a lot of girls do those. I've been asked to for like APK. I don't pee on camera. I don't do gross things. And I like slight pain, but not major pain. So I'm not one of the people that's okay with being beaten on, like face fucked to crying. I know that some girls go and they get their face fucked to the point where they're bawling their eyes out and throwing up. I'm not okay with that.
So what is something that you want to do then? What is something that you're like, I would love to do this, just haven't had the opportunity?
That's a hard one because I've actually done a lot of the stuff that I've wanted to do. Like TS porn, I got to do that. I wanted to. I actually asked my agents if I could do that. I volunteered myself for that. I love TS. And I also volunteered myself for doing murder porn. Like, when they told me that that existed, I was like, holy fuck, I want to do that. Make it happen.
Now, how did, like, you offered to do the TS porn. Now, like, how'd that come about? Like, did you have an interest in that prior?
Yes, I did.
Now, how did that interest come about?
I'm attracted to both men and women. I'm not really into oral, like getting oral. I like to give, but I'm not big on receiving. I get bored with it. I like penetration, so it's like you have the attractiveness of a woman, but then you still have the cock to fuck you.
Now, couldn't you just do strap-on play?
Toys aren't really my thing. I mean, I can, and I have done them for scenes, but honestly, I'd rather have a real cock than a toy cock any day.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. That makes me feel like that there's still a chance and a hope for me. So we got a couple fan questions here off of Twitter, and
okay.
One of the fans, who obviously must know of your work, says, so I know you've been in the business for not too long. How would he goes on and on. He sent a bunch of tweets here. Basically, what he was trying to get at is he wants to know is how can fans get into porn? I guess he wants to do a scene with you, and like, is that realistic? Probably not, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
I know that Porno Dan does this thing called Fuck a Fan, so he could always contact Porno Dan about it and see if he could do the Fuck a Fan competition, or if he could somehow get on the show to do the Fuck a Fan thing, and he could always request a scene with me. And Porno Dan basically makes it to where all they have to do is make sure they're tested and everything, and he lets them do a live show.
Very awesome.
That's an option.
There you go. Like the guy that sent out that tweet. I didn't want to say his Twitter name because I didn't know if he wanted me to put him out there. But that's really cool.
I'm pretty sure Porno Dan would be okay with that. He always loves the advertisements. So.
That's awesome. Like I honestly, when I read the tweets that he was going on and on about how he's like so in love with you. Yeah, I get it. You're in love with her. What's your question? I was just like, there's no way, dude, she's gonna do that. But that's awesome. So, have you?
I've never done it. But
I was gonna say, have you ever been with any of your fans? But
nope. Unless you count guys that I dated and I showed my work and then they became fans.
Yeah, that's different. That's a little bit different. But well, speaking of fans, where's places people can find you at on social media?
Oh, well, you can find me on Twitter at Nickey Huntsman, NickeyHuntsman. It's the same for my Instagram, and then I also have a Snapchat, but I don't really use it. I'm the asshole who just opens your snaps, looks at them, and doesn't reply. And I also have a YouTube, and you can find me on Google, of course, but for YouTube, it's just Nickey Huntsman, or I'm also on Tipsy Bartender, so you can look up all of my videos on Tipsy Bartender and comment and be like, we love you, Nickey.
Well, I know I had Snapchat for a whole week, and then I realized, well, someone already had my name. Like, somebody stole my name, and I couldn't use Mixmaster B, so I had to just delete the app. And I tried to get in touch with Snapchat, and they wouldn't give me the name, and I don't know why, because it's trademarked. And so I don't have Snapchat, but don't feel bad for just opening it up and looking at stuff.
Yeah,
it's more than
I made
what
my
I can
Snapchat when it first came out, and I got my name before anybody else could take it, and before I had a name, really. I got it back when I had maybe 1,000 followers on my Twitter, so I've had my Snapchat for a while, and there's only like one person that I really talk to on Snapchat, and ever since we broke up, I kind of don't really talk to him on there anymore, so Snapchat's kind of just taking up space on my phone. I've deleted it and re-downloaded it a few times just because it's like, yeah, I wonder what's going on it. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm bored with it. Goodbye, Snapchat, and then I bring it back.
So, all right, so you've been married, you have a child, you had a guy you were seeing while you were separated from your husband. What is your current relationship status right now?
I'm single, but at the same time, I'm kind of seeing a child star.
You're seeing a child star. Oh, this is
good.
Not
anymore. Like, he was a child star when we were kids.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would hope you're not seeing a child. You know?
Well, I'm just saying, because the way you worded it, you were like, a child star.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess that did come off a little weird on the way I was saying it, but I'm not trying to incriminate you for anything that you shouldn't be doing.
No, he's older than me, but
is he a well-known child star?
Yes.
Okay. Can we play the guessing game, or does it matter? Does he care if you know?
I don't know if he cares or not, but considering the fact that I dated his best friend, who was also a child star, like right before I started dating him, I don't know if I should say, especially because we haven't told his best friend that we're seeing each other yet.
Oh, this is great. I could pay good money to have this interview. So, well, what's your obsession with child stars?
Well, no, it's just more or less like the guy that I was seeing before. I was following him on Twitter and on freaking Instagram because he was in a YouTube video with one of the people that I follow and that I've met a few times, one of my acquaintances. And I was like, holy shit, he's still hot. I had the biggest crush on him when I was 9. So even though he's not really famous anymore and he was kind of like a one-hit wonder when it comes to shows, I just followed him on Twitter and Instagram. And then on Instagram one day he posts that he got a Snapchat. Okay. And it was the same night that I had seen that he had gotten it, and I was one of the first people to message him, and our conversations ended up blowing up, and we started talking every single day for 5 hours a day for an entire month. And then we ended up meeting up in person and going on a couple of dates and sleeping together, and then he realized he was getting feelings from me, and he freaked out. And yeah.
So
you got scared and ran like a little bitch.
You currently follow him right now on Instagram?
We still follow each other, yes.
Okay. And you follow
He
him
doesn't follow. He does not follow my Instagram, but he follows my porn Twitter, and I follow him on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay, because I'm looking at your Twitter right now, and it has like roughly 700 people that we can go through. So we don't have all the time in the world to go through the 700, but maybe we'll make a little contest out of this. Maybe we can get people to guess who it is.
I can give you a hint.
All right, yeah, give me a hint. This is awesome. Let me know.
He played Lizzie McGuire's little brother on Lizzie McGuire on Disney Channel. That's who I dated.
Okay, see, I never watched Disney Channel. Last time I watched Disney Channel was like fucking Kids Incorporated. So that's not helping me. But I guess everybody else listening will maybe have gotten it. I got like, well, see, that kind of sucks for me because I'm going to look through here and I'm not going to recognize his name because I never watched the show.
Well, you can always Google, but
that's cool though. So he was on Disney, and now he's he's hanging out and dating a porn star. You know, I wish my parents put me on the Disney.
A porn star that he met through Snapchat.
Yeah, I wish my parents put me on the Disney a lot sooner. Like all these little Disney girls are like all like slutted out, and now guys are hooking up with porn stars. Jeez.
Actually, not all of the Disney girls turn out bad. Hilary Duff is still fantastic. She didn't turn out bad at all. She's perfect.
Yeah, well, what the Hilary Duff
And she's the one that
lately?
I looked up to.
What has Hilary Duff done lately, though? I don't hear.
She released a new album recently. She's still doing music. She retired for a couple of years because she was married, but then they got a divorce. And once they split up, she went back to making music and doing other things.
So you know a hell of a lot more than I do.
Well, she was one of my favorite musicians and one of my favorite actors, and I looked up to her growing up. I always wanted to be like her. She's one of my inspirations for why I got into acting and modeling as a kid. I wanted to be like her. I wanted to be on Disney Channel. I wanted to do that stuff growing up.
See, now I feel bad for talking down about Hilary Duff. She played such a crucial role in your life. I feel bad now.
She did. I actually sang one of her songs in the talent show when I was in 4th grade.
Really?
And
now, are you an avid singer? Or like, do you have?
When I was younger, I used to sing all the time, and I also played the accordion.
Damn, I wish I had known this. I would have had you play the accordion on the podcast.
I haven't played the accordion since I was 10, so that would probably be terrible since it's been about 13 years since I've played. But I played it for 4 years, and I have a bunch of trophies from competitions, and I have home videos, and I have pictures of myself playing the accordion.
Well, terrible accordion playing makes for a great podcast. So I would have loved to had you on.
It'd be terrible now, but I used to be a champ. I'm still proud. I still have my trophies and my memories.
Well, we'll have to set that up for next time when you come on. So, all right. So we're gonna play a little game with you. I'm gonna do name association. I'm gonna give you a couple names of people, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when you hear that person's name.
Okay.
All right. Sound like a plan?
Yes, hopefully I recognize the names.
They should. They're all like real popular names. So the first name we have here is Donald Trump.
I think of the Inside Out parody on YouTube that I was in.
Okay, explain that to us.
Oh, we did a parody of the movie Inside Out from Disney Channel, but with Donald Trump, and we all played emotions inside of his head, and we kind of like split up one of his actual speeches and like integrated our thought processes into his clips of what he was saying. It's really fucking hilarious. If you type in Inside Out parody Trump, Trump's emotions on Google, it's fucking hilarious.
We will definitely have to check that out. All right. Next name is Kim Kardashian.
But.
Now,
I think of her ass.
Now, are you attracted to Kim K?
Not really, no. But I just think of her breaking the internet picture every time her name comes up with her big ass.
Are you a ass kind of person? Do you like chicks with
I
ass?
am. I like butts, but I also like big boobs, too.
You like big butts and you cannot lie, huh?
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other bros can't deny. When a girl walks in with an ED with and round thing in your face, you get burned. Want to pull up tough because you know flat button stuff. Yeah, I know that whole song.
See? I was going to get some of this talents out of you somehow. I was like, there ain't no way in hell she was a singer and played the accordion and we're not going to have a fucking talent show on this podcast.
Hey, I can rap.
Now, are you a big rapper fan? Like, do you like rap?
I like it. It's not my favorite.
Okay.
I actually prefer stuff like Weird Al Yankovic or Bowling for Soup or David Bowie. I like Ziggy Stardust.
Okay, cool. Well, all right, well, then we'll go on with the next name. So this one might, all right. Justin Bieber.
Gay.
Gay. You wouldn't hook up with Justin Bieber?
No.
What?
I mean, like, I guess I would do a scene with him if I'm getting paid. Then yeah. But if I'm not getting paid to sleep with him, there's no way in hell.
So if he and his entourage just left the VMAs right now, came over to your place and was like, he really wants to take you out and hook up with you, you're not going to do it unless he's throwing some money your way?
Well, not in that way. Not like paying for a date. I don't do escorting, but if he wanted to shoot something with me, if he wanted to fuck me on camera, and if we could like release it and I could get residuals or something.
No, I meant more along the lines like he just had like one of his, handlers, like, knock on your door and was like, Justin just wants to take you out. He's not paying you. It's not like an escort thing. Like he just
I thought you were talking about like
No.
I was like, no.
See, you got me trying to incriminate you.
Even if he showed up like just for the hell of it and wanted a date, no.
No?
Not
Okay.
either. There are other celebrities that could show up on my door and I would just be like, sure, we could go out, or sure, you can come in and do me right here, right now. But it depends on the celebrity. It's definitely not Bieber.
Well, who's your celebrity crush then? Who would have to press you to knock on your door?
Let's see.
I'm trying to think of
This
names
is
of
weird.
child stars that could possibly
the child
be.
star that I dated was like the only child star that I would want men-wise, and like the one that I'm seeing is actually somebody that I never would have expected me being interested in. It's just he has a great personality and he has really great taste in music and he's super sweet. Normally he wouldn't be my type, but I kind of like him so much that I'm drawn to him. It's weird. But anyways, so celebrity-wise, people that could show up on my door, it's really weird because there's some of the older celebrities, like I like Matthew McConaughey or Charlie Sheen, or I also really like Robert Downey Jr. They could all show up at my door anytime, and I'd be like, oh, hey, how goes it?
Now, if all three of them showed up at your door, that like you would be totally into that kind of gangbang?
No,
No?
still wouldn't do a gangbang. Maybe a threesome, but not a gangbang. I wouldn't want all three cocks. 2 cocks are more than enough at a
All
time.
right, then they'll have to pick straws, and one of the guys has to wait outside.
Yeah, that would be a rough choice, though, because I like all three of them a lot.
So, what projects do you have coming up next? Do you have anything planned, like any new films, any appearances you got coming up?
Right now, I actually don't have anything booked at the moment.
Okay. Well, that's
The business
cool,
has been
though.
pretty slow lately, so I'm just kind of waiting for things to pick back up.
Well, the good thing is that retail outlets and stores are now anticipating you to come in and spend some money, since you won't be shooting anything anytime soon. But
Well, I'm sure I'll shoot something soon. I had a shoot like a week ago, but it's just more or less like I don't have anything currently booked, and that could change. I could get a call later tonight or sometime tomorrow, and my agents could be like, oh, hey, we have this or that booked for you tomorrow or in a couple of days. Because sometimes I don't find out until the day before, and then other times it's booked 2 or 3 weeks out. But a lot of the time I find out a day or two before, most of the time.
now, do you do any of the conventions, any of like AVN, Exotica? Do you go to any of those type of events?
I went to XBiz, and I actually went to AVNs for my first time ever this year. I got to walk the red carpet because Adventures of a Teddy Bear was up for 4 nominations, and I was the box cover. So I got to walk the red carpet my first year going to AVNs.
How was that? How was that the whole experience, getting to walk the red carpet?
Oh, it was great, besides the fact that nobody knew me, and I had a lot of people that are douchebags. They're like, you don't even look like you could do porn. And I get that all the time when I go to industry barbecues and other things, and they're like, are you even in the industry? Because I look so young and innocent and sweet and naive because of my baby face and my big eyes. And it's like, yeah, I'm in the industry. Fuck you.
Well,
Fuck
I have
all
to
of
say,
you.
I didn't know a whole lot about you until we started doing this interview, but I have to say, like, you're up there now with one of like the coolest people I've interviewed. Like, this is just like I said, I couldn't pay enough money to write this story. So, I hope everybody else listens to this and gets to know you a little bit and got to see who you are. And hopefully, we hear big things from you. We see you at different events, and you don't get carded on red carpets. They ask if you do porn, bust out your porn ID.
Well, I didn't get carded. I just had people being dicks to me and asking me if I was even in it or what was going on because they'd never heard of me and I look too innocent and too sweet and I don't even look like I do porn. People are just dicks.
They are.
We'll leave it at that.
If we've learned anything from this podcast tonight, boys and girls, it's that people are dicks and assholes.
They are. Like, seriously, 4th of July, I went to the Wicked Industry party, the barbecue, and so many people there were asking me if I was even in the industry, and I'm just like, screw you. I've been in. I know that I'm not the biggest name, but at the same time, why would I be at an industry barbecue?
But you will be.
I hope so.
And when that happens, you can turn around and you can shove it all right in their faces.
Yeah, that's the plan. And also, once I have a big enough name, I'm going to get more tattoos.
There you go. Do you like tattoos? You're into tats?
I love tattoos. I'm not getting any more piercings because those things hurt horribly and take forever to heal. But piercings are not my thing. Tattoos are. And I also love colorful hair. If I could do colorful hair and tattoos, I would. But when I first got in with 101, they told me don't get any more tattoos than the 3 I already have. Otherwise, it'll fuck me over with work. So I'm just going to wait till I have a bigger name to where I'm getting booked more and where people are requesting me all the time.
And then you don't need 101 anymore at that point. Then you can just do your own thing.
Yeah. Technically, if I wanted to, I could probably go on my own right now, but honestly, I like having my agents arrange all the details and contact people. I don't want to have to contact people. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, like I said, I hope we hear big things from you. I'm really excited to see what the future is going to bring for you, and we're going to keep an eye out on you, and anything we can do here at MMB Radio, you just let us know, and we'll make it happen. We'll make sure that you get noticed so you can have all kinds of wild-colored hair, tats, and do whatever the fuck you want to do. And sit back and be like, I got the interview here when all of you other people out there didn't even think she was in the industry.
I know, right? It'll be perfect.
Anything you want the fans to know before you leave?
Well, I really appreciate all of your love and support, and I try to tweet people back, so even though I don't really reply on my Snapchat, if you want to get a hold of me and hear from me, you can tweet at me at Twitter, and I have a Dream Lover account, so you can buy my number and text me and call me.
Or I have the number right now, but I'll send I'll send you some money for the number. We'll work it out. Well, we appreciate you calling in, and we'll be talking to you real soon.
Sounds great. I'll talk to you later.
All right, take care.
Bye. Hello, everybody. I'm Nickey Huntsman, and you're listening to Mix Master B on MMB.